Build a snowman. Isn't it May? Um, sure, but unless a freak accident would occur, like we get a freak snowstorm, sure. But until that happens, mm, sorry, no. Yes, that is right, Disney fans. I'm finally talking about the Disney movie Frozen, so everybody can tell me to stop watching it, and also I can finally sleep with peace at night from this for you people. So let's review Disney 2014 classic, Frozen. Frozen begins as Arendelle was a cute little girl known as Anna and Elsa. Elsa is born with superpowers, the ability to make ice, while Anna is born practically and basically normal. But during one night while they're having fun, and while Elsa uses her powers to basically make a magical night for her sister, something sadly goes terribly wrong, and that was unforeseen. From this catastrophic event, the parents decide to bring her to the rock trolls from Norse mythology. The trolls decide to check up on her and see what's going on and manage to fix her, but she would forget that Elsa ever had superpowers, and so the family decides to hide her secret from everybody, including her own sister. They do this by keeping her locked up away in a room far away from her sister. I'm sorry, I hate the parents for this, and it's something that should never happen for a young child. I mean, they're children. What the heck would they think was gonna happen? Golly. But, right the hell out of nowhere, the parents try to help her contain her superpowers. Up until the time where they are teenagers, young adults, it's never said. But anyway, they decide to go on a trip and tour. That will definitely go well. They'll only be gone for 2 weeks. What's the worst that could happen? So, God, Aquaman, the Submariner, really hates the King and Queen. I'm sure they'll live a wonderful life under the sea, under the sea. So yeah, actually, right the hell out of nowhere, the King and Queen are suddenly dead. Well, that's a joyous thing for a fucking Disney film. So Anna decides to tell Elsa that, hey, guess what? Mom and Dad are dead. It's time to live in solitude and never talk to another living soul ever again. 3 years later, and Elsa is gonna be finally declared the Queen of Arendelle. But the problem is, they have to wake up first and get ready for their coronation. Everything goes pretty well, especially for Anna, who meets a young man by the name of Hans. Hans we'll talk more about later, but basically he comes into Anna's life as basically the sort of love interest. And hey, I know what's going on here. Nobody ever said that it had to be a PG Disney film. All joking aside, the ceremony and everything goes very well for the two girls. So, where do they go now? It's basically like, well, our kingdom was basically closed down for a while, so what happens now? Well, Elsa still wants to live in confinement and solitude, because she has been for the longest time, while Anna wants to live her life basically as a normal girl. But both of them don't see eye to eye, at least not at first. Things are made worse when Han proposes to Anna. Basically, she doesn't know anything about him, and he just decides, hey, guess what? Will you marry me? And without a second thought, she says yes. Clearly, the girl was love obsessed or love drunk, but hey, who am I to judge? So, Elsa, rather than being happy for her sister's engagement, she's rather pissed off because she just met the guy and she wants to be married. Clearly, no one saw this as a bad thing except for Elsa and everybody else. Anna didn't see it as a thing. So, Elsa becomes a queen hearted bitch. I'm sorry, cold queen hearted bitch.
World out. What are you so afraid? I said
Well, it looks like Elsa got cold shoulder. So after this, Elsa decided to run away to a magic mountain, where she seen probably the most infamous song from the movie. Yeah, alright, let's all sing it together.
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away.
So after Elsa becomes the Grand Ice Queen, Anna decides to try to make amends with her by trying to go and find her. But everything goes to heck for her, especially how snow had become the Hellfallen Kingdom instead of summer, and she wanders around in a dress in the freezing cold. Yeah, you'd expect that to go as well as you think it would. She stumbled across Kristoff and Sven, a reindeer and a guy that is a guy. Nothing special. Effort. But anyways, yeah, she meets the two of them and she manages to hire them by paying for the carrots and everything else that they need for their journey and tell them that we're going to the mountain to rescue my sister. The two of them find a magical frozen forest where they end up meeting Olaf, voiced by Josh Gad. Olaf is probably the best thing about this movie and is one of the greatest characters invented for the movie. He's nothing more than a talking snowman, and he's just as charming and lovable as Frosty the Snowman from ages ago. But as a snowman, Olaf has an obsession with summer. Don't ask why, he just really wants to have an obsession with summer. He wants to see what summer's like, he wants to journey out the flowers, feel the warmth, everything else. So shouldn't he be an anti-snowman? And also Josh Gad in this performance is just great. Meanwhile, everything in Arendelle is going poorly as can be. As you can see, everybody is trying to stay warm while Prince Hans takes over for it. But the Weasel from Westleton wants to basically invade on everything. But Hans has the upper hand, quite literally. So pretty close to the 1 hour mark, pretty fast for a Disney film, Anna ends up meeting Elsa and tries to take her back and apologize for what happened. Anna said that she forgives her, but she wants Anna to go back. I just called Elsa Anna. Oops. But in the meantime, Anna wants to bring Elsa back home so she can be queen, but she won't have none of it, and she tried to push her away. This is not made better when Anna accidentally brings on like a little panic attack for Elsa and puts the fear right into her. So she does what any normal person would do and summon an ice monster?
Put him down. Watch out for my butt.
But they manage to not escape the giant ice monster named Marshmallow. Yes, that's literally his name, as he tells them to piss off and go away, and leave them alone forever, as they promised to do so. Which leads Kristoff into leading her into the Wild Troll War from the beginning of the film. Yeah, it all comes full circle. The Wild Trolls accidentally think that Kristoff and Anna want to be married, so they arrange a fixed marriage and tell Kristoff to get rid of the fiancé. This is honestly funnier than it should be. They find that they need to talk to Grandpappy, and so Grandpappy appears and tells them that he can't fix a heart like he did the head earlier in the film. It needs to be an act of true love and selfish love at that. So Anna decides, let's go back and see Hans, which Kristoff does immediately. Speaking of Hans, though, the asshole decides to try to invade on Elsa's personal privacy and is attacked by Marshmallow. Good golly, Marshmallow, you should have killed him for what he does later. Again, we'll get to that, but it's honestly one of the best acts of villainy ever in a Disney film. So, Prince Dumper Shitty ends up kidnapping Elsa. Elsa sees the damage that she does, and Princey Loverboy wants to end up making Elsa the killer and have her sentenced to death. Why? We'll talk about that very soon. But Elsa apologizes for what she did and said that she can fix it if only she knows how. But Hansi tells her it's too late. Just in the nick of time, Anna brings him. Kristoff brings Anna to Hans, where Hans reveals everything about his evil plan.
Oh, Anna. If only there was someone out there who loved you.
See, Hans was never doing it for love to begin with. He was trying to use either Elsa or Anna, whoever was the most conceivable, and end up using them to gain the kingdom and make it his and end up leaving either one for the kingdom. This dude is evil personified. People talk about Scar, Maleficent, Shere Khan. Yeah, all great villains from Disney, but I think we have to talk about Hans. When he revealed his master plan, it blew me away. I had no idea he was going to be the Twitch villain. Oh, sure, I've seen one scene of it previously where he talked about a villainous plan, or somebody told me that basically he was like the villain. But when this moment came up, dear God, I wanted to pop into the movie and hit him. But Prince Liar Liar Pants on Fire decided to turn it into his own thing and command that Anna is dead and Elsa's to blame. So everybody decides, kill Elsa. But poor Anna almost freezes to death until she's saved by the one and only Olaf. Olaf actually pulls off a very good moment in this, and the talk that they have about what love really is one of my favorite moments. It's just really cute and really adorable. But everything gets worse as Prince Piece of Shit is gonna kill Elsa. Anna realizes sees Kristoff coming after her and decides to do the one thing that was meant to be. Save her sister by turning into an ice sculpture and stopping the blade of a sword. Wait, what? Oh, come on. This is the best that you guys can give me. I don't get ice powers like my sister. You end up turning me into a freaking ice sculpture. I sacrificed a role with Martin Scorsese for this. Wait till you hear from my lawyer. I knew I should have gotten that starred promo. But because Anna and Elsa proved her lack of true love, guess what? Anna ends up getting unthawed. Yeah, I kinda saw it coming too. It's a little cliched, but you know what? I'll let it slide for this movie since it actually pulled it off pretty damn cool. So the kingdom is saved, but what are we gonna do about Prince Piece of Shit? Well, Anna tells him off and tells him that he's a cold-hearted villain and decks him right in the face. If only I could do that. I could watch that scene all day. But, of course, I'm not going to. So, happily ever after, Kristoff and Anna end up falling in love. I wanted them to, the crazy kids. Olaf gets to discover what the meaning of summer is and enjoy everything that summer has to offer, such as flowers, the warmth, etc., etc. And and Elsa go from Snow Bitch to Snow Queen, and everybody basically lives happily ever after, at least until Frozen 2. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is my review of Frozen. And I gotta say, I really did love this movie. I'm sorry that I pushed it off to begin with. This is not a film I intended to push off. Everybody told me it was really good, and sadly, I didn't listen to them. But until I end up finding this DVD, I end up seeing why everybody would tell me to watch it, and it really deserved to be seen. The animation quality is fantastic, of course, for Disney. The voice acting is all very grand, especially Alan Tudyk as the Wetzelton idiot. Yeah, it's all great and grand, and everything in this movie flows so beautifully and looks fantastic. If you're gonna have a great Disney night with your family members, and especially if you have little girls or even little boys who haven't seen this movie yet, I recommend giving it a shot. This is an age-filled, fun movie for everybody, and it really definitely can be one of the greatest, if not the greatest Disney film I've seen previously of this year, maybe next to Encanto. It's one of Disney's best films, and obviously it really does go to show why, and yes, in case you're wondering, I am going to pick up Frozen 2 at some point. There's nothing else that I can really say for this review except thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Join me at Twitter, and always remember,